They like jet airplanes. They like long limousines.
And that's the bottom line. Cause Stone Cold said, "Are you ready?"
You're listening to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast.
Hey yo, whoa, yeah!
With your host, Kinny Killa. And the gal them sugar show. Hello everyone and welcome to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast. It is Sunday, it's episode 45 and I am the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, the one man with still no Instagram, Kinny Killa. And you know I'm always kicking it with the hashtag tech guy, the wash wizard himself, the gal them sugar, Shugs.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo. Now we have the return of the best tag team in the world, Steve Dawson. And,
hello.
And the returning King Bingus is in the building.
Bingus. I bought the biscuits.
He bought the biscuits. Now, we should have had Jason Clarkson on to sprinkle a bit of douchebaggery on them Bingus biscuits, but the fake meat still avoids us of Bingus and Jason on the same show. It's still...
Are they the same person?
Because Jace... He's had some more stuff to do, so unfortunately he can't make it. But he'll be back in 2 weeks, so don't you worry. In his new house. So yeah, do your thing, brother. So how you been, Bingus?
Yeah, I'm cool. Well, you know, you say about me and Jace, are we the same person? You say Hunico, I say Sin Cara, you know. Yeah, no, I'm cool, man. Just been leading up to Christmas, very busy at work, then Christmas keeps you busy, especially when you've got a kid, you know that, Kinny. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, finally roll on February and I've got a bit of a breather.
Breather's always needed. I got a week off this week, so non-stop.
Oh, yeah.
Steve, master of the top rope elbow, how you been, man? We've been speaking nicely this week. You alright?
Yeah, I'm all good. Had a bit of a quiet week, but next week, yeah, I got some stuff planned, going to see some family, so, yeah, all good.
Twitter, you know, is hitting it's going crazy, you know, seeing Steve and James at it, saying who's gonna win, I'm gonna win, you know. So it's you know, they're gonna have Beat the Clock soon. I hope they can schedule it in soon so you guys can face off. You know, he's managed to get Bingus on board as well, trying to challenge Bingus. So it's all happening. Shugs, how's the knee? How's the football team?
The knee is still fucked, to be honest, and I get a check date this week, so hopefully I'll know more about it then. No football this week. Wales is like underwater, really, so you know what that rain is like.
Yeah, well, we had boxing last night up in Cardiff. Lee Selby knocks out Rendell Monroe, and we had you know, Gary Buckland and Gavin Reeves scrapping it out. So yeah, a few Welshmans going in. So that's boxing, and let's talk wrestling. We've had you know, a crazy week, and we've just had some breaking news from Nick Meltzer McGee in the Smart Talk report. He says, breaking news, at CM Punk walked out on at WWE last Monday. At Dave Batista commented, stating he's officially now top of the Divas division.
That sounds like the sort of thing he'd say.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. We'll be on the show with the Smart Talk report soon. I have some breaking news myself. I am now going to be a father again. So I am going to have another child.
Hey.
So,
well
yeah,
done, man.
Good news all around.
It'd be like the new Usos.
Yeah.
The genetic jackhammer.
Just coming in with a dreadlock, swinging a dreadlocks,
Oh,
right?
stop it. Oh, my God. Yeah, so there you go. So, on to wrestling. It's been one crazy week. Oh, my God. Where do we even start? I mean, this is going to be one hell of a show. Crazy. So let's just get into it. Twitter. Massive Twitter followers at the moment. We've reached the lucky number of 500 now, 500 followers. So thanks, James, head of fan relations. He's been doing a good job. So Twitter, please follow us at Sunday Segue. Segue spelled Segue. Also, email us, please. SundaySegue@gmail.com. Email anything. We keep saying email anything. Email if you think Bingerson's Jace is the same person. We're still trying to find out who Paige Martin thinks has a sexy voice. We're still trying to find that out now. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Watch all our other episodes on YouTube. Also, please listen to our episodes on iTunes. Give us their ratings, please. We need to get up in them charts. Give us them ratings. Also on Podomatic, and don't forget to download the Double Twist player. So let's go on to the shout-outs. People. I'm just going to give a quick shout out to Grindbone, their podcast. These guys are going to be coming on our show soon. Our worlds will collide, so make sure you follow them. It's at Grindbone. Also, Vicky Earls. That's it's _V bitch. I want to give a shout out to her as well. She will be on the show soon with Tim Vicious and King Ollie. Also, want to give a shout out to a new podcast that will be coming soon, straight out of Australia, the Ruthless Review. We're going to be helping them out, giving them some pointers, so make sure you listen to them. We'll be giving them, we'll be promoting their show a lot on our show too, so make sure you follow them. That's at Ruthless Review. And next week, we shall have an interview with Planet Velvet Jones. We will have Velvet Jones on the show. He's an American indie wrestler. So, just watch out for that next week, guys. Now, we've had a lot of people following us this week again. So, if you don't hear your name, I'm sorry. If you do, this is for you. So, we're going to give a shout out to at Infinity on Y2J. Aaron Walker, that's as Aaron. Also, at Gavin Sells. At MMA Writer 1. At Y2J Punk Fan. At TWW WrestleCast, at Cena 98 Lover Jessica, Hayden Lawless, who else we got? The Jack Hick, and Victory Ring, and also at RVD_girl Victoria Ambrose, Kaz Dormer, at J3162, Matt Bayliss, and at Youssef Benoit. There's all the shout outs, people. Keep following us. And keep using the message board as well. We love you guys. You're great. You've made us 500 strong. Let's get to that 1,000 now. Let's get to that 1,000. Any shout outs, Bingus?
Just the usual crew, man. Of course, Bunny Suicider and Wrestling Cron, Eric over there, two top guys of IWC. And man, I wouldn't be doing this without them. They're top guys. And if you don't follow them, get to follow them. And if you don't like it, get to love them.
Steve? Any shout-outs?
Don't think so, no.
Nope. Shugs?
Nah, bun shapes.
I'm
going to give one shout out to my man, Branstano. He watched the Rumble, even though I spoiled it for him by showing him the video of that fat kid, when he went nuts and smashed up his room.
I saw that.
So, he said he was going to download it. I sent him a link to download it, but then the fat kid was so funny, I had to send him the link to that. So it actually spoiled the outcome of the Rumble for him.
Oh my god. The guy who always cusses about no spoilers, and you go and spoil it for your next bro.
Exactly.
Oh god. Alright, let's go into our Royal Rumble review. It's been very heated this week. Where do we even... Let's just get up the card. Let's get the card up. Let's start discussing it, because this Royal Rumble is just been crazy, man. I mean, we were looking forward to Royal Rumble being exciting as always, and personally I thought it was a pile of doo-doo. Hence I didn't swear, but we're just going to be using a lot of parental advisories right now. We are going to be ranting a lot, so I'm not going to use my rant music on the Rumble, because it's going to be too much ranting. I will be using it for something else. So let's get into the card. We had the kickoff. I didn't actually watch the kickoff because I knew what was going to happen. So, Shugs, we had New Age Outlaws versus CodyDust. And like I said, what would happen? The bloody Old Age Outlaws took it down. Why, Shugs? Why?
Why? You tell me. Why this Peroxide Pushback and this fucking geriatric idiot? I don't know, man. This shit.
The whole...
What happened to the tattoo on the back of his head?
I don't. Did you find that out? I don't know.
Maybe Bingus will know.
Yeah.
Well, I know I'm a big Billy Gunn mark here, and I've just sat there listening to that diatribe from you guys. Leave Billy Gunn alone, man. The guy is top, man. It's such a shame that guy hasn't seen World Heavyweight Gold.
What?
Such a shame.
I mean, back in the day, yeah, but he's a Peroxide Pushback right now, and he just needs to carry on training, doing his thing. Yeah, he still got it, but we don't need to be seeing them saggy pecs on TV, man. It used to be they used to take off the top and the girls used to scream. They take off the top now, and they're like, where's your bra?
What were we watching when you had like the see-through shorts with like a thong on underneath?
Oh my god, that was AE podcast, wasn't it?
Yeah,
On the
yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit fruity, yeah.
Him and China when they fought for the DX rights.
And they were wearing some matching outfits.
Road Dogg had a tattoo on his skull, and now he hasn't got one anymore.
He may have had it removed. But
The time.
yeah, I mean, anyway, they they took it down. We've talked about it before, Steve, where we said, okay, maybe they needed to put it onto someone, so the Usos could maybe get a shot. But why not put it onto someone else? I don't understand.
It's because obviously it looks like they're doing something else with the Real Americans. So that is a heel tag team. They're doing something else with the Wyatts. That's a heel tag team. You don't really know what the primetime players were, whether they were heels or faces, and they're doing something else with them. So there's no one else to give it to.
I mean, the tag team division they're
all faces, apart from those few.
I'd hate to open the can of worms as well already, but there's the whole massive, talk on Twitter about Triple H, pulling the strings so his guys are getting all the top spots, like be it a work or be it, true life politics or whatever, maybe it's something to do with that, down the road close to WrestleMania, we're going to see a payoff that says, Triple H has put the Outlaws in that position and put Batista in this position, made sure they win, and, we've all been done over by Triple H in the long run, or, there's so much that whirling through my head about all of this, I can't even start, man.
I know, man. It's like, if this was a Triple H Royal Rumble, this had Triple H's name all over it. All over it. Let's just go into the first match, right? Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan. Now, this match was match of the night, easily, by a mile, and I was so surprised that Bray Wyatt took it this far and went, he showed his true colors. It was the homecoming that, of Bray Wyatt. Just talk us through your thoughts on the match, man.
Pretty much, yeah, what you said. I can see this being in my top 5 matches of the year. It was absolutely brilliant, wasn't it? I think working with Daniel Bryan has done so much for Bray Wyatt. I mean, when he came in, he was with working with Kane, and since then, as a single star, he hasn't really had that one sort of standout match that makes people think, right, this guy is for real. But he looked like $1 million in this match.
Yeah, this match went 22 minutes, and I mean, we saw some madness. I mean, what about that move when he caught Daniel Bryan through the ropes and gave him the Sister Abigail onto the barricade?
Sick. I mean, that was one of many of the spots. This match was definitely the best foot forward for Royal Rumble. And yeah, man, some of the spots you see were sick, and it was so hard hitting as well. It seemed really stiff, and yeah, man, this really showcased Bray Wyatt, and this shows that he can do it.
I mean, because you think that this was the blow off that it needed?
Well, look, my opinion, the whole Bryan Wyatt thing is really like it hasn't boiled up yet. It was just set on simmer for the whole time. It didn't explode. It didn't have anything to cause explosion. It was just, now in retrospect, now maybe it's over. It was a quick little feud to sort of pardon the pun, segue, from last year into WrestleMania this year.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, it's been a bit up and down. I mean, but now we have this, and it's blown off, and we'll get into CM Punk later. But it's just this is the end of that now. And the Wyatts have now gone into, Bray's gone into something else.
I think the match, that last match, and the cage match, made it worthwhile.
Yeah.
The heel turn didn't last long enough, and it seemed like just something to kill a bit of time. But the cage match where Bryan actually turned back, and that match at the Royal Rumble actually made the feud worthwhile, because those are two great moments through a lot of like horse shit.
I mean, he just
in a 4 or 5 week feud, that was most of the feud.
yeah. I mean, it seems like they can't. It's like they're scared of building a proper feud because it's like what's happening is they're doing major rewrites all the time. It's like someone's scared to just put their foot down and say, look, let's build this for a while and let's make something credible instead of it being, oh yeah, it's this, it's it's going to be this long, it's going to be this long, and then something changes like just as a flip of a switch. They need to make sure that they know who is. Obviously, they got to run stuff by McMahon right now, and that's that. But McMahon, he's like his own worst enemy. He needs to make sure he has someone to just say, look, you make the decision on that. That's it. You don't need to run it by me. That's it.
Nobody's going to do that because they're just like, apart from Triple H and maybe Stephanie, they're all yes men.
Yeah, what's the point of having their roles?
That's why
What's
Kevin
the point?
Dunn has kept his job for so long,
Don't even get me
yes
started on that waste, man.
And anyone else who comes through with some ideas, they just get rid of,
They could get rid of them way too quick, man. It's like people are so scared to go in those roles.
All the people who are booking and all the people who are bookers now and road agents are all Triple H's mates.
Yep. All right.
When Road Dogg was saying fans shouldn't be complaining about the Backlash pay-per-view. Remember that?
Yeah.
He went online and he was actually saying that it was good.
Oh,
it was
man.
Absolute shit.
It was balls, man. Balls. Like what we've had since SummerSlam is just balls. All right, let's go into the next match. Yeah, Brock Lesnar. Oh, sorry. The Bray Wyatt won, and he took that match down, which obviously sparked a major thing with the fans because they thought, he lost. Maybe Bryan's going to come back at the end. So let's go into the next match, which is Brock Lesnar against Big Show Suggs, which was an absolute beatdown fest.
Do you know what? I actually felt uncomfortable watching it. Because it was like those chair shots were like too much. They were like he was swinging for the fences. Do you know what I mean? Some of them where you see like they hit the mat and stuff like that, but then some of them they were just mashing him up. I know Big Show's a big guy, but what the fuck? Especially the one where he smashed him in a batty.
Oh, come on, man! like they broke it. How many chairs did he break, man? You're breaking I know they're kayfabe chairs, but still, man, jeez, they did look horrible. And this is all before the match even started. And then, he got him up. People didn't think he would get him up in an F5. Got him up in an F5. And this match was real quick. This match was like 2 minutes.
Yeah, man, Lesnar must have been earning like 10 grand for every 30 seconds in this match. Ridiculous. I think the match itself, from bell to bell, was maybe a minute or two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then all the brawling, I think, the brawling was to give Lesnar his time, because obviously his new, since he's come back from UFC, he's not about, in-ring technical work. He's a beast to use everything around him, and I guess they had to get that in, with it not being a no DQ match or whatever. Brawl at the beginning, brawl at the end, get Lesnar's fill, and then they still have the match in between.
Yeah. Man, it's just I don't get surprised sometimes with how they book Brock Lesnar and especially how they book Big Show, because look how they've booked him for the last couple months. But they built him up again like he was gonna do something to Brock, and then he gets bust. He differently gets bust up. It's just how can you make this guy book this guy so massive and then so low at the same time? It just two ends of a different spectrum. It's just weird. So yeah, after the match, he just completely beats him up with the chairs and then walks away. Then we get sorry, Shugs?
Yeah, just looking at the way how good Brock looked, he shouldn't have any losses on his record since he come back. We got the bullshit finish. They had that great match, him and Cena at Extreme Rules, and he should never have lost that. He lost one to Triple H. He should be 6-0 or whatever he is, and they could be building him up, and he's just destroyed the Big Show. Going into Mania, he'd be looking great. Do you know what I mean? But he still lost some shit matches that he shouldn't have lost,
Yeah. I don't know sometimes what they do with them. Anyway, the next match, right, which is what can
you say?
Steve? What kind of bullshit? Really? This is what we get before the Rumble. This, like Bingus has said before, this is a piss break. right? This was an absolute piss break of a match, and this is meant to be for the WWE World Heavyweight title. Is this what they're trying to sell us? This 21-minute match. What the fuck, Steve? Right. Now just now I know you've been vocal on how, Raw ended the last time with the shit ending with Cena and Orton. Equally as shit as a match, okay? So just talk me through what your thoughts were on the match, especially going up to the point where we saw them do, their SmackDown versus Raw special reversals of they're doing their own finishers.
Oh, it was just no one wanted to see this match, did they? I mean, if it was someone like, I say, Sheamus against, say, Del Rio or someone, the crowd wouldn't have shat on it so much, but they're just so bored of having Orton and Cena shoved down our throats. They just totally shout on it. Some of the chants just maybe, the chants were more entertaining than the match. More entertaining than the match, weren't they?
What chance did we get, guys? Come on.
We want divas. That's the ultimate insult, I think.
That was the biggest one. That was the biggest one. Oh, what else did we get? We want divas. We got
You both suck.
Yeah. This is awful.
Randy Savage.
And then apparently Randy Orton turned to John Cena and he mouthed, this crowd's a lot of fun, aren't they? Worst crowd ever. Bruv, it's because you're giving us the worst match ever. And this was always going to be shit on, wasn't it, Bingus? Because obviously Daniel Bryan, he should be, in this position, but just anyone with a good wrestling match should be in this position, really.
Yeah, this match, let me wind it back in a second. It's it was a piss break match. It was a shame there was no Divas match because that would have been my piss and smoke break, but no, I had to resort to the actual championship match at Royal Rumble, the road to WrestleMania, to have my piss break. What the hell's going on with Cena Orton number 39? Who gives a damn shit? I would much rather than put a lawn chair and a brick in the ring and see what happens. What a bunch of bullshit. And we're paying for this. No wonder people have to stream this. Fucking piss take mugs, man.
You know that. We're trying to say that we bloody have to pay. Obviously, we only have to pay £15. I still ain't paying £15 for that shit.
Mate,
Them lot, they have to pay
$50.
It's like...
You know what Cena and Orton did? They went into the ring holding everyone's money in cash and they were just ripping it up in front of everyone. They weren't actually a match. It was an illusion. They were just sitting there ripping money up the whole time.
It was like back in the day, $1 Million Man, like with the kids with the basketball, just bounce the basketball and I'll give you some money. Oh, I'm going to knock it out of your hand.
Yep.
Don't get Oh, man.
We got mugged off.
Yeah, big time. But this is the thing. WWE have failed to give us good Royal Rumble, championship matches for ages.
Well, look, the Royal Rumble championship matches don't normally mean a lot because the challenger doesn't normally, go anywhere. There's a few exceptions, but a match that sticks out in my mind as a Royal Rumble match was Hardcore Holly versus Lesnar.
There you go.
Yeah.
And shit like that ain't gonna change anything. Like Hardcore Holly walking into Mania with a belt, not a chance.
He's a big shot though.
Oh yeah,
it's a big shot. Oh my god! And then obviously we had Scott Steiner against Triple H in the absolute bullshit of a match.
Exactly.
Where Steiner went in as a face and ended up turning out being a heel. It was just off key. But one of the best ones for me was Royal Rumble 91. I have to go back that far because Ultimate Warrior against Sergeant Slaughter with Savage coming in, sucked her to the face. Come on, man. You can't get no better. But I digress. I don't want to talk about this fail of a match anymore because it was just dumb. Absolute dumbness. We had the Wyatts come out at the end and just, come out, deal with Cena. Obviously look like we're pushing towards a Bray Wyatt versus Cena match at WrestleMania. And then we go into the Royal Rumble. So, CM Punk comes out first as we knew. And then Rollins comes out second. And I'm thinking, woo, this beginning is going to be sick. Mm-hmm. Rollins and Thing, what more do you want? Then Sandow comes out, Cody Rhodes, and then we think, okay, they're going to have a nice little thing. There was a nice little thing going on with them. Then Kane comes out, and I'm like, yes, bad man move. Then all of a sudden, Alexander Rusev.
Corporate Kane.
Corporate, yes, sorry, Shugs. Corporate Kane looked like an absolute goon, looking like some throwback Isaac Yankum DDS without the curly hair. Like, he looked sick, though. He looked sick. And then we had Alexander Rusev. Big surprise. Comes in with, by the way, no Lana, okay? And he does some Muay Thai straight kicks to people's jaws. Like, I'm thinking, what's going on? No introduction, no nothing. He gets Xavier Woods push. Okay, no introduction, no nothing, and then he comes in, does a couple of moves, and then throws out what he gets thrown out by a group of people. He gets the big man spot. But in general, guys, Shugs, what did you think of the Rumble leading up to the last 6 people?
Yeah, I thought the actual Rumble match was decent. It wasn't like some of them seemed to drag on. And I think it was 90 seconds in between entrance of the different people, and I thought there only are a few while you really skipped over. It seemed like every 4 or 5 people there was somebody interesting coming out. They had the comedy spot with El Torito, which was quite funny. I don't think it's putting in El Torito is a waste of a spot. Bringing in fucking Kevin Nash is a fucking a waste of a spot because he's a fucking dick. Do you know what I mean?
Like, why? Why have him in there? There's so much other people that you could have brought in. And then JBL. Why?
That was a waste of a spot.
Why? We could have given that to someone else. We could have had another comedy or whatever. We could have had someone else in there. Why JBL? What is the point of having him for 2 seconds? And then what made it worse about that is they made a mistake, because as soon as JBL came out, I don't know if anyone noticed, but we saw Kane go underneath the ring.
I didn't see that.
If you watch it back, you see glimpses.
I'll go and have a look.
Coming underneath the ring. Because JBL was 24. You see him underneath the ring, or just going underneath the ring, or coming out, getting ready to throw out CM Punk. Stupid. The cameraman just literally, look, Kane's in your thing. Oh, let's get him in so we can make sure we spoil this. Because when Kane came in the ring, I wasn't surprised because I saw his monkey ass running underneath the ring. Okay, so Steve, we come to the last couple people. Okay, Antonio Cesaro comes in, big swings, people. Good little cameo from him. Then we get to the last 6 people. Okay, JBL, Eric Rowan, Rybaxel, Alberto Del Rio, Batista, Big E Langston, Rey Mysterio. Big E Langston, I'm going to come to you about this. They made him look shit, bruv.
Yeah, he didn't have the best showing, did he? I mean,
he
was in he couldn't have been more than 5 minutes or so.
He was in for 2 minutes.
He looked like
2
he
minutes.
had a bath in fucking Crisp and Dry.
I mean,
this motherfucker was oiled up. He could have just done a slip and slide to the ring.
I was saying a few weeks ago how they built up the IC title really well, and they just have him dumped out in 2 minutes. I don't get it. I would have had him in the final 3, to be honest.
2 minutes, right? He was in there for 2 minutes, and bloody The Miz was in there for 12 minutes. Ball bag, there you go. Then we had who else? Alberto Del Rio, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Yeah, it just didn't. The worst thing about it, is we got to the end. Batista comes out. He eliminated 4 people. Comes to the end. The final 6, I think we had Ziggler in there still. We had CM Punk. Rey Mysterio comes out. We had quite a few people in there that, we thought, Roman Reigns, that we thought, okay, this is something fresh. Then number 30 comes, and the whole crowd think, they're shouting, Daniel, Bryan, yes, waiting. And then, who comes out? Rey Mysterio.
Booyaka.
No one cares. Booyaka, booyaka. No one cares.
I felt bad for Ray. It wasn't his fault.
The stupid thing about it, why put a face in that position? Why?
Yeah. I would have had Bad News Barrett come out and say, "You're expecting someone else? I've got some bad news."
Oh my god!
Yes,
that
Steve wrote it.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Steve, you're a G. That would have
been brilliant.
Oh my god!
He would have been pushing healed out the building.
Sorry, Shugs.
Yeah, it would have been a great push for Barrett, because some of his stuff is getting better, but then some of it's still absolute shit. Like when he was laughing at Brodus Clay and fucking Miz having a match, that was great. Do you know what I mean? Because he was just saying what everyone thinks. This is shit. No one wants to see this. But, that would have been a great spot if you come in on this little fucking cherry picker as well. But obviously they haven't got the imagination of Mr. Top Rope Elbow. They just see fucking. We need someone for the Rumble. Kevin Nash.
All right, and I'm about to just rant upon this right now because you had, okay, Rollins, Reigns, CM Punk, you had all these guys that's never won the Royal Rumble, okay? Even, like, oh, you just had so much people in that never won the Rumble. Batista's won it before, okay? You had all these young guys, the future. Then you have this part-time, 45-year-old fucking out of stamina, out of shape bastard in the ring with these 5 guys that could potentially win. And he wins. Gassed up. He's been there, he came in at 28, and this guy, towards the end, with Roman Reigns, is gassing up. Are you mad? And you're going to shoot this guy to WrestleMania, to the main event? What is wrong?
He was in the Rumble for 12 minutes and 52 seconds.
12 minutes, and you're gassing, bruv. That's a normal match for you. You're in the main event, and you're going to be expected to go in WrestleMania, a 25-minute match, and you're gassing after 12 minutes, bruv. And you hardly did anything. You didn't have to run no ropes, okay? Occasional spine buster, no Batista bomb, couple kayfabe tumps, and that was it. You eliminated 4 people.
You almost broke fucking Roman Reigns' hip with this spear.
Oh my lord.
Oh, that was nasty.
Roman Reigns, you're a G. You're absolutely a G because you have built yourself up so nicely. They've helped you build yourself up so nicely. You're in the Royal Rumble. You're the runner-up. You should. If he won, I would have marked out. I'm not gonna lie because that would have been amazing. Even though it would have been too quick, but they need to keep the slow burner on this guy because he is their future. If they do it right, this guy will be the next big thing. But Batista, you're pum. You're absolute pum. And in some ways, I feel a little bit sorry for you, but in some ways I don't. Because you took the money, you come back and you shitted on everyone else's parade that's been in there, right? Wrestling day in, day out, traveling all over the world, Iraq, friggin' Sydney, all the way over to our ends, yeah?
Cardiff.
And back. Cardiff. You know what I'm saying? Cardiff. China, all them places. And then all you do is you just twiddle your thumbs through the door, and then take the main event spotlight of all these guys. They got fucking families to feed, bruv. They got families to feed. You've been doing movies and shit, MMA and whatever, getting peas, right? And these guys have been getting pennies, right? Pennies. None of them are on a $200,000 a year guaranteed contract. But then you coming on getting $1 million a match. Are you kidding me? Fucking piss take. And if that's not morally wrong, you could kiss my ass, bruv. You could kiss my ass. Right. Now let's just go into the disappointment of Daniel Bryan. We all know, it's a massive disappointment. People went on crazy. This shit hit our shores on the BBC. On the BBC. Then we had Mick Foley went in.
Yeah, Mick Foley was about to dash a brick through his TV.
Yeah, Mick Foley actually destroyed a TV. He actually posted a YouTube video saying he was so pissed off that Daniel Bryan wasn't in the Rumble. He actually took a sledgehammer to his daughter's TV.
Oh, wait a minute. We've had some more breaking news from Nick Meltzer McGee. Hashtag Xavier Woods has reapplied for his Negro status, but was denied after using Mark Henry as a credible reference. Thank you, Nick Meltzer McGee from the Smart Talk Report. Oh my God. All right, let's just go into the pay-per-view so we can go into Raw. Highlight of the night, guys. What was your highlight of the night? Shugs.
It's just the Bray Wyatt match, basically. Okay. It's nice to see the promise realized for Bray Wyatt, you know? Mm-hmm. To see him actually, instead of delivering these great promos and not backing it up in the ring, to see him actually backing it up.
Steve?
Yeah, how can you not go for that opening match? Fantastic.
Bingus?
Yeah, the opening match and the expectation from the opening match until number 30 was great. I like that. And New Age Outlaws as champions.
I like the way he just silently went, yeah, New Age Outlaws as champions. Steve, what was your disappointment of the night?
I don't think I can say Orton Cena because I expected that to be shit. Mm-hmm. What else do we have? Probably Daniel Bryan. The whole Daniel Bryan situation pissed me off.
Bingus, your disappointment of the night?
More than that was Batista winning. I really haven't cared about this man since I was wearing a Von Dutch hat. Don't give a shit.
Thank you very much, Shugs.
Disappointment. yeah, just Batista winning, you know. He's just no interest. He's of no interest to me. No interest at all.
All right, now can you guys collectively come together and name a pay-per-view MVP, please?
It has to be Roman Reigns, doesn't it?
Yeah, Reigns, easy.
He broke the record, didn't he? He got 12 eliminations.
Yep. You all agree?
Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. My man Roman Reigns took it down, pay-per-view MVP. All right, well, prediction results, Shugs. Who won? Who took it down?
So I think me and you were actually tied
Okay.
at 6-all. Top Rope Album had got 5, Lewis got 5, James Powers got 4, and you and I got 6.
Okay. What about the special ones? The special.
Oh, the specials.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 3-all on that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lewis and Steve got the most. They predicted 4. They predicted Batista as the winner, Reigns as the runner-up, Reigns as most eliminations, and longest time Punk.
Okay.
Actually, it's a mistake. Yeah, Lewis predicted it right.
Your feed is a little bit broken up there.
Yeah. So, but me and you tied for 6 overall.
Okay, there we go. We drew it out. So, Bingus, let's just talk quickly about CM Punk. He's left the WWE. Some people saying he's lost his smile. Some people saying he's took his ball and run away. Let's get your thoughts, man.
Yeah, so many people on Twitter talking since the minute it happened, giving their 2 cents. It's a work, it's not a work, it's something in between. He's having disputes, he's been unhappy for a while. But my thing is, if he has left, if it is for real, if Phil, the man, has left WWE, then that's a big shame. But let him go, because that's clearly not team playing. That's clearly not doing what's best, best for business. And it's not. Speaking of business, that's what it is. No matter where you work, there's going to be people going ahead of you. Stepping on your head to get ahead as well. And that's just the way business is. And if you are best in the world like he is, you should suck it up and deal with it and, have his time when it's due. And, that as well goes into me thinking, is that being a bit of a bitch? The guy's had the longest title reign. He's been, forefront of Raw, forefront of pay-per-views for best half of 2 years, He had his pipe bomb and, he got everything that he wanted. And if he's got his bus, he's got his music and this, that and the other. And, screw him if he doesn't want all that. But if it is a work, this is one of the best things to happen to wrestling in a long time, because the buzz on Twitter, the buzz on Facebook, the buzz on social media, the buzz everywhere, you can talk about wrestling. We had to talk to people at work about it. My family who have partial or no interest in wrestling want to know, because it's been so big. And, yeah, I'm happy to be a part of that.
Steve, do you think, do you blame him?
I can see why he would be frustrated. I mean, he's obviously great mates with Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan's not getting the push, and but yeah, I just think it's really unprofessional. I just don't see why he's doing it.
Shucks, how could this been done differently, maybe?
Well, his contract is up in July, they said.
Yep.
So that would have been after Mania. I think what he should have done is just work his dates, and then if he wanted a break then, because he's been banged up for a while and he's wrestled through it, because Cena was injured, he had to come back earlier and stuff like that. And like Binga said, you might work with people you don't get on with, or you might not agree with the direction of the company, and he might not have the place in the card that he deserves, because, like Binga said, he'd been featured, but then he always gets moved down for someone else or for something else, for Triple H to fight Brock Lesnar, or for The Rock to come back, and he had to give up his title to The Rock, and then Batista comes and he has to step aside for Batista, And I just think that although you can see his reasons and maybe slightly agree with him, I don't think it's the right thing to do. Still don't think it's the right thing to do, Apparently, they've made out he left half an hour before Raw, but they said that, he wanted to speak to Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon actually only got round to speaking to him 30 minutes before Raw started. you know.
Yeah.
And then he told him, you know, I'm going home.
Yeah, or at least he didn't do what Ultimate Warrior and say, "Give me this amount of money," or Jeff Jarrett, you know, "Give me this amount of money," or I'm
And
dusting
the
out.
same with Austin, you know. I saw an interview where Austin said about it the other day, you know, and they wanted Austin to lay down for Lesnar, and Austin was like, you know, I don't mind doing it, but I'm not doing it on Monday Night Raw. It needs to be done at the pay-per-view, and it needs to be a big match. And they disagreed, so he went home, you know. So Austin didn't have a problem with actually losing. It was the way they wanted him to lose because it didn't make sense. And I think Punk is sort of dealing with the same issues, you know? He doesn't mind losing because we've seen him lose enough matches. We've seen him fighting Curtis fucking Axel, you know, being a fucking 2-month feud with Curtis Axel. So he doesn't mind doing things in the name of the company, but maybe he's just had enough.
Yeah. Okay, right. Let's go into Raw. I'm just warning people now, this is going to be a long episode. Let's just go into Raw. Should we start out Raw with the Authority and Bryan? You know, Triple H and Steph come out with Triple H literally taking the piss out of the fans, like saying, just saying basically, you know, "Oh, did you not get what you wanted? 'Cause I'm Triple H. I'm the gamer. And I got a $2 picture of my wife." Was this the right move, Suggs? Because obviously, you know, I kind of feel that it may have started the fans off in a bad mood.
Well, yeah, but it's just, maybe it's his authority figure, but, you know, they go on like they can just do or say what they want anyway, you know? And that's the way his figure comes across, and they tread that line between, like, you know, kayfabe and, you know, like shooting on the fans, where he says stuff that the fans are actually thinking, you know? So I just think that they got what they deserve, really, you know? If you're going to do that, then be prepared for the fans to fight back.
True. Bryan comes out to a massive pop, Steve. Then he starts dressing down Triple H and Steph. What did you think of his promo? And I mean, was the segment an audible call by creative?
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking if Raw hadn't been rewritten, is this what we would have gotten? I guess there's no real way of knowing now. But I thought his promo was quite good. And a few weeks ago, last week, I said that Bryan might not be in the Rumble because of all the history between him and the Authority, and it turns out that's what, in the storyline, that's what happened.
Yeah. I mean, Bingus, with the Elimination Chambers next, obviously. I mean, what's your views on maybe changing the pay-per-view from February spot and maybe putting in, say, like Money in the Bank there or something?
I think I see what you mean, definitely. But you can use Elimination Chamber in the same sort of respect, you know. Winner of Chamber, you know, essentially gets they're standing behind Batista, you know, and you know, you could throw it in, make it a triple threat, which I'm hoping for this year, that we're going to end up with a triple threat at Mania, because I don't want to see Batista one-on-one with anything, really. You know, it does remind me of like WrestleMania 20 a little bit, you know, like as big as Benoit was and as you know, as much support as he had at the time, you know, he wasn't, you know, for me, in my opinion, either selling the tickets, he wasn't going to put the asses on seats for the pay-per-view buys, so that's why he chucked in Michaels, you know, to add that Mania jazz. So I'm hoping that happens for this Mania, because, Mr. Batista might be the new 50 Shades of Beige.
He might be.
Taking over from Del Rio.
They'll be twins, man. They got to go at it together.
But
the Beige brothers.
But to go back to what you were saying about Triple H's under the skin promo, like, you know, we all know what Cockney rhyme and slang is. I've definitely got wrestling rhyme and slang for him, and he was a right Orton's punt, because he was getting. It was literally, it hit home with everyone. Those few lines hit home with every fan. Yeah, if you've got like, say, the kids that really believe in wrestling, what they see on TV is completely real, there's no backstage in politicking or whatever, they would have been like, "Oh, yeah, you're right, and you're so annoying because I can't do anything about it," and you know, and then there's, you know, if there's the fans like us who read into it, you know, go, you know, read about backstage and the politic, and it's like, yeah, you fucking shit. Yeah, you're right. And what you want me to throw my toys out the pram about it, don't you? And well, do you know what I am? And you know, and he proves himself right. Brilliant promo, very, very clever.
Indeed. Just quickly, Shield came out to attack Bryan, and Sheamus and Cena make the save. Rollins decided to do his normal roll and bust the barricade and fell over on his ass. On his ass. It looked so funny because he looked so vexed. He slapped the ground like, what the fuck? Oh, I need to see some kind of gifs. Like, you know, I need to see some gif files.
He had a similar reaction to when Booker said the N-word on Hogan, just that, I've done it. Crap.
Oh my, good timing. Alright, segment 2, we got Mysterio and Sin Hunico versus Real Americans. Steve, why are these two together? No fucking explanation whatsoever.
Yeah, no idea. I mean, it could be down to the rewrites. They just needed to fill some time, so they just said, right, let's have a tag team match. So they just said, right, go out there and have a 6 or 7 minute match, fill some time.
They could have even just said, oh yeah, Big Show's injured, he was gonna tag with Rey Mysterio, so we'll put in Sin Hunico and have the two luchas go together.
It's a strange combination because a few months ago they were tagging together, and there was rumours that they might sort of split up and face each other at Mania, and then suddenly he's with Rey Mysterio's with Big Show. I just don't think they know who to tag him with.
That's the annoying thing. Like, it's like WWE, like, they don't know whether they're coming or going. The creative is like, they have some ideas for some person, then they change it the next, and it's just like, it creates so much inconsistency, like, with the product. It just gets so annoying. When some things go great, others just look shit. Because, like, all of those, like, so much botches in this match. But the best part of it, yeah, was when Swagger goes outside and Zeb just slaps the shit out of him.
Slap Jack.
Yeah, that's the one. Does this bring, like, more character to the team of the Real Americans, and is this the start of the breakup, maybe?
I hope it's not a breakup. Like, but it's WWE and it's quite obvious what's going to happen. But yeah, I hope it's not. I hope, like, it's just like a real fucking, like, tough teacher parent sort of, like, authority figure on the two. Like, just sort of, like, pack it in, wind your neck in and get your job done and, you know, do what I tell you to do. And they just submissively just go out and do it. Like, you know, what's that? It's almost like Colt has got his dogs on chains and, you know, he can let them loose and then they'll destroy everything in their sight. I don't think there's much wrong with that, but yeah, we're probably going to see a breakup and probably going to see Jack Swagger get treated like the red-headed stepchild and Cesaro be praised. Yeah, definitely. I
did love it though. I loved it though. The Zeb, I did not see that coming at all.
It was left field for me, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, it was a nice touch to it. Shugs, any other thoughts on this match?
Nah.
Well, this next bit's yours anyway, segment 3. R-Truth versus Fandango. We get Xavier Woods on commentary again. Shugs?
Why do we have to listen to this guy, man?
Out of this shit, man. Pie. V5 4-figure boy, I hate it.
Don't you think he's just so fucking boring? I hate his voice. I hate his face. I hate his wrestling. I hate everything about him. Fuck this guy.
I just love seeing him come on screen because I know Shugs is going to gonna have a rant on Sunday.
Such a dick.
He actually does seem to have a character now. He said on commentary that he goes to university. So apparently his character is that he goes to university.
Gives a shit.
Best gimmick ever.
Oh my god. Any more thoughts, Shugs?
Nah, fuck Xavier Woods.
Oh my god. I mean, guys, like, shall we even talk about anything to do with this match? Because, you know, this just dumb. Nothing. Fandango dashes out by El Torito on the Royal Rumble, and then R-Truth gives him the little Jimmy and he wins. And then we had a little saying from Xavier Woods saying, business as usual. Bruv, we haven't seen R-Truth win in a while on Raw, so it's just that's not usual business, son. So, yeah, take that remark back, please.
You know, they could do something with this, though. You know, nothing like too over the top or interesting like that makes you switch on to Raw, but something that makes you watch this match and go, okay, I want to see who wins. You know, instead of just throwing them out there, why don't you say, hey, I know, let's you know, a bunch of you guys, R-Truth, Fandango, Clay, Tenzai, you know, all these kind of like floundering mid-carders, be like, all right, little tourney for the IC title. You know, and make these little matches mean something.
Mm-hmm. I agree, because right now it's just, I mean, we obviously talk about the matches every week, but we don't want to because nothing happened.
Yeah. Like, make these nothing matches something. You know, at the end, like, say R-Truth and Fandango, they wrestle on Raw, yeah? For a little 4-week tourney for the IC title. So, by the end of the 4 weeks, you don't even have to see these two in the final or like anywhere near it, but you know, they've been a part of the process, and that match on Raw they had 4 weeks ago meant something.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's like what WCW used to do. They used to put the luchas on, and they used to have sick matches. But obviously, WWE is a big man sport, look like, and it doesn't look like they're going to be doing anything like that. They can't even bloody use the Divas to break shit up at the moment. So, yeah. All right, let's go on to segment 4, which is Orton, Lesnar, and Batista promo. Being as Orton comes out, cuts some dead out promo. This guy's so shit. He's just annoying. And he's interrupted by Batista, and the crowd boo him, right? And chant for Bryan. Like, what's your view on Batista's return?
He needs to ask someone before he leaves his house about what he's wearing. For sure. Like, or get Evolution back and put him in a suit for no good reason, because the guy can't dress himself for shit. Literally, it's like he's like walked into AJ's wardrobe and gone, oh, that'll do, and just squeeze myself into these and just pour myself into that. Oh yeah, Dapper Dan. No, mate. You're looking like a 50-year-old Guido trying it, mate. Like,
Oh my god.
you're no good. But back into the ring, you gassy fuck. Go away.
We don't actually, obviously WWE, they're going on the ratings, and every time he's been on, it's ratings, blah, blah, blah. But we don't actually need him. We don't need him. Build upon what you have, man. Stop bringing in these guys.
He's car crash, man. People want to see a car crash. You got the rubberneckers on the motorway. That's the same with the ratings on Raw. They're like, let's see how this guy can fuck it up even more. Let's see what he's wearing tonight.
It's like a big Sin Cara. Just
wait for the week he comes out in pop socks, man.
This guy's gonna hurt someone. I see him doing a spine buster and fucking someone's neck up. Like, I could just see it happening. I really can just see it happening. This guy, man. Bloody Shugs. Heyman and Brock come out. How good was Heyman's promo, man? You know, and how great was this way of building up a fight with either Orton or Batista, because it made it sound like that, you know, Brock is not backing down to no one.
Yeah, it's just like, coming off the Royal Rumble, Brock just looks like a fucking nutcase. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's just fucking unhinged. And when he was there, he was just in the ring, just bouncing, waiting to just fuck somebody up. And I thought, obviously, Heyman, whenever he's on the mic, it's just quality anyway. So it made Brock look good, and it was like, you know, Orton and Batista didn't want to say shit, you know? They were shook. They were just there, stood in the ring like,
They
fucking,
look so
yeah.
scared.
They looked scared. They looked like they were actually shitting themselves.
It was a bit like Brock Lesnar looked so vexed. He just looked like, I want one of
the
you
way he just
now.
sweats from just standing there, you know? He's just standing and he's just like starts sweating.
Ooh, I'm gonna sweat now.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like the fucking rage just coming out of his pores. Just that's the sweat, just pure fucking rage.
Like, ooh, Paul, I'm gonna sweat now. Say something stupid, Paul. Just there. Oh my god. Steve, what would work better for you though in Mania? Orton versus Batista or Batista versus Lesnar?
I'd rather see Batista versus Lesnar.
Exactly. That would be a lot, but like these guys just going at it, just fucking each other up over the table, just everything, just mashing each other up. Like, why do we want dead ass Orton with dead ass Batista? At least Brock will make it interesting, you know. But I mean, we're hearing talks at the moment saying that obviously Daniel Bryan looks like he's going to go and take the. Did someone just sign their signature then? It looks like Bryan's going to take on Triple H and go into that authority role. Sheamus may take on Kane for some reason. And Batista
that's the thing, like,
and Orton's going to be the same.
You went through the whole Rumble match. You didn't mention Sheamus once. Do you know why? Nobody fucking cares. You didn't mention him once on the whole Royal Rumble recap. You didn't mention his return. You didn't mention anything. Do you know why? Because nobody fucking cares.
Exactly. Why mention that fool? All right, let's go on to segment 5. We had Bullbag versus Ziggler in a Battle of Cleveland match. Who gives a fuck, right? I ain't from Cleveland, so I don't care. So fuck off. Segment 6. Right? Segment 6. Rybaxel versus Usos. We kept saying, where are the Usos going, Steve? But they keep winning.
Yeah, I think it's obvious that they're lining them up for the tag titles. Because after the match, Cole was saying, "Oh, they're on a roll now. They're definitely going for the tag titles." But I think this is another match of another victim of the rewrite. It was just nothing. It was just a nothing match. Completely basic match. No, it didn't do anything for me either.
They just won. Any other thoughts, Bingus or Shugs, on this match?
Just, like you said, like the Usos are there just filling time, really.
Yeah.
I never really believed that they can actually win the titles or anything like that, because they always seem to get screwed over at the last hurdle, or somebody else comes in to replace them for no reason.
Bingus, anything?
No, not too much. Same old thoughts about Weetabix Kid. Curtis lacks all talent, and I think if anything, any thought I'm getting out of this match is maybe Axel needs to separate himself from Ryback, because with Ryback's going on social media, like, he needs to be by himself and have a bit of freedom, maybe get his second wind. Just keep Curtis Axel away from everything. Just use him as a turnbuckle or something, so he's on TV, just leave him there.
Oh Lord, there's some Bingus biscuits for your people. All right, let's go into segment. Actually, we've just had a developing story from Nick Meltzer McGee. Hashtag MVP has been revealed as a new TNA investor. Did not know. All you have to do is produce a crappy rap album. There you go. Thanks, Nick Meltzer McGee. We'll be waiting for some more stories. All right, Kofi Kingston versus Del Rio. Shugs, this match went on so long. Apparently it was meant to be like where segment for Punk was. What did you think of this match, though?
I thought the best moment was where Del Rio leant over and told fucking JBL to sit the fuck down when he was responding to like the JBL chants.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Shugs. Play my music. Play my music. I'm just interjecting. Play my fucking music. JBL, right? JBL. What the fuck are you doing? Sit your monkey ass down. Sit down. Why are you what is commentary doing? Why? Who? Michael. They're calling me Michael. They're calling me Michael. I need to stand up, Michael. They're calling me. Del Rio is turning around like an absolute boss and saying, sit your ass down, you fucking pleb. What are you doing? What are we watching? Are we watching the JBL Cole show? Are we watching Monday Night Raw? Are we watching the actual wrestlers in the ring? Your ass got dashed out in 21 seconds last on Royal Rumble, but yet we got to sit down and watch you say, Michael. I need to stand up, Michael. King, they're calling your name, King. Stand up, King. No, stop it. Sit your monkey ass down. Sit down.
Why is he turned into like a fucking gold prospector all of a sudden?
I was going for a 70-year-old preacher boy.
Yeah, he's like the guy off fucking Plants vs Zombies with the fucking.
He sounds like one of the dudes like from Scooby-Doo who, you damn meddling kids, Michael. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I thought that was politically incorrect. Like, they have all these rules in wrestling, and you got to shake people's hand, you got to do this, and if there's a match going on, you can't be standing up and taking the applause. Do you know what I mean? If the crowd have turned on the match, you can't be stood up and saying, yeah, because all you're doing is confirming that what's going on in the ring is actually bullshit. I know it's only Alberto Del Rio and Kofi, but, have some manners, innit?
Exactly, man. You said it. Have some blood clot manners. You fucking idiot. Any other points on this match because it was just Steve. This was just so dumb. This match.
Can I say that Kofi's tights really annoy me?
Oh yeah, no, by all means, have a rant.
They just he looks like a blooming 8-year-old boy in his pajama bottoms. He's got the word skills written on them, but he's got Z at the end because that's meant to be cool or something.
Yeah, of course. I can fly.
Oh, he needs to go back to his trunk because those tights are just He's like taking fashion advice from Batista.
Can anyone remember, right? Kofi doing that fake yard accent, that fake Jamaican accent.
And Randy Orton kicked the fuck out of it, didn't he?
Yeah. How, I'm not even going to go into that, man. Kofi, fix yourself, man. All right, segment 8, CodyDust versus the Old Age Outlaws.
Stop it.
I'm coming to you with this thing just there, right? I'm coming to you. Oh my god, these two teams don't work well together. Like, obviously they can still go, but I mean, why do WWE think they need to have bloody Billy shooting blanks from his gun and no dog Jesse James in our bloody TV screen every week?
Okay, I'll give you the no dog. I like that. Leave Billy Gunn alone. Oh god, I'm gonna go to Chris Crocker here. Just leave him alone. Leave Billy alone. Oh my god. He's so cool. He's got lips on his pants. Leave him alone. Nah, man, Billy Gunn's sweet, man. Leave him alone.
All right. But fair enough, though. I'll just go back to the question, though. On a real, I'll get serious now. These two guys, these teams, they don't really work well together. I don't feel the chemistry.
Nah, yeah, I think it sounds like a good idea on paper. You know, you've got Attitude Outlaws, and you've got Goldust, who's been there just a touch pre-Attitude, through Attitude, and just past. You know, so he's seasoned. He should be able to do it all. Cody, you know, he's not. He's new gen. You know, he's not the Attitude, and I don't want to say Cody's letting it down, but maybe Goldust has gone too new gen. He's not pulling out the Attitude stuff. I know what you mean. It's not quite gelling like it definitely should. But you know, that's, you know, like you can say every single week on any podcast, you know, there's going to be matches where it ain't gelling, and that's just the way it is, you know. But I think Outlaws can do it just fine. Like they're still maybe just better than they were in Attitude, I'd say, because if you listen back to Attitude podcast, and they say about the hot tags from the Outlaws, it's always Billy Gunn comes in, cleans house after Road Dogg's just taken a beating for 10 minutes. That seems to have changed at least now. But yeah, man, I just want to see where it goes. And like I said at the beginning, it could all just be, you know, a part of the work of Triple H, you know, and we won't be seeing them for too much longer.
Yeah, because he's an ass man.
Love that tune.
I'm an ass man.
I've never had that as a ringtone, I swear.
Steve, Lesnar makes his way out and just F5s both Cody and Goldust. I mean, why do you think they put this spot in at that point? And I mean, why bury CodyDust as well? Or couldn't they have done it in the Battle of Cleveland match or something?
I would have preferred Miz getting destroyed by a chair. Let's be honest. Yeah, it was. I think they just need to show that Brock really wants the title, and what better way to just destroy everyone.
Yeah, I mean, he just literally comes out there and just again gets the whooping to these fellas, like he was a government mule. And just literally just deals with them. Obviously he's trying to make a statement. Shugs, any other thoughts on this segment on Brock Lesnar?
Nah, I just think that this is the way he needs to be booked, really. You know, just coming out and just fucking people up. You know,
just flattening fools.
Exactly, like Pancake Patterson, flattening fools.
Good. All right. Let's move on. Where are we at? Segment 9. Jake the Snake Roberts Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Give a little clap there. Go give a clap. Shugs, we can now say that we've interviewed a Hall of Famer. How do you feel about the induction?
I think it all changed for Jake when he appeared on the Sunday Segue.
Done now.
Yeah, you could hear it in his voice.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I just think that it's good. Obviously, with Warrior on there, you know, it's going to be a bit of a combustible evening when they both get some mic time. But, you know, I think he's cleaned himself up and, you know, he's got his reward, you know?
Bingers, who inducts him?
Yeah, man, I was when I was writing through my notes, I was thinking, like, what the hell? He's had so many great feuds and he's worked closely with so many people. But then, like, just something out of left field, I was like, well, you know, we've all seen The Wrestler and how that was closely, you know, arguably closely marked on him. I wouldn't be surprised to see Mickey Rourke come and do it for no good reason, you know, other than that. Maybe, has Vince ever done one himself? Like, would this be time for him? Yeah, man, it's a really tough call. Probably safe bet would be DDP.
Yeah, safe bet. Or Alice Cooper. We've seen him in WrestleMania, you know.
True.
WrestleMania. But yeah, DDP must be a lock on.
Yeah, and when I was at LFCC last time, I had the opportunity to have a quick chat with DDP, and he was saying, you know, it was at the time when Jake actually fell off and had a couple of drinks again. And DDP gave me one of his, I think it's one of his little trademark sayings now. Oh yeah, you fall down 7 times, that only means you get up 8. And, you know, it was really intense about him, saying, don't worry, you know, 2014, we're getting Jake up there. And I didn't know what that meant. I just thought it meant, you know, helping him out and getting him on the road to recovery. But if this is what he meant, like getting him up there, you know, back onto the WWE books as a legend, fucking well done, DDP, the Florence Nightingale of the ring.
Yeah, and Steve's gonna go and see DDP soon as well.
Yeah.
There you go. Steve, I mean, do you think WWE should maybe hire Jake to help out with, like, you know, to help out with promos and stuff, or maybe give advice to Bray Wyatt to help him, like, kind of bring across that kind of eerie demeanor?
Well, if you want to hire someone to help the youngsters with the promos, that Jake Roberts is one of the best you can get, really. His promos back in the day, that's some of the stuff that drew me into wrestling. This guy, his promos are just fantastic. And Bray Wyatt's stuff actually reminds me a lot of Jake Roberts, the way he's very sort of softly spoken.
I think there's a lot more people he can help out before he helps out Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, he doesn't need the help.
Because a lot of these people, they're just fucking idiots, you know. As soon as they get in front of the mic, that's what's probably holding a lot of people back.
My Fandango's starting to annoy me on the mic now as well. Summer Rae, stand by my side while I twinkle my toes. It's just like, you started to annoy me. That voice is really...
Sounds like the fanciest South Park character there is, isn't it?
Renee. Oh my god. All right, well, let's go on to segment 10, which was the last segment on Raw. I'm again, obviously not mentioning any divas except for Emma. She made an appearance again. Bryan, Sheamus, and Cena versus The Shield. What was your thoughts on the match, Shields?
Yeah, I thought it was all right. You know, but I already knew he was going to win at the beginning, you know? I never for one moment thought that they were going to put all 3 members of S.H.I.E.L.D. into the chamber. It's one of those things where once they give the stipulation, you know the outcome of the match. You know? The stipulation determines the outcome. So I suppose the match was all right, but when you go into a match and you know what's going to happen, you're just waiting for that spot at the end, you know? You're waiting for it to just transpire more than actually enjoy the match.
Steve, Sheamus got a massive pop. I mean, that's all we can really say about him. Can Sheamus actually, like, elevate himself into being, like, a key monster heel this year? And maybe how does he kind of do it?
Sheamus, I'd say, I think he works far better as a heel than a face.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when he's a face, the only people that care about him are the kids. It's the same as Cena, really. But yeah, I'd definitely like to see him more as a heel.
He needs to.
And also, I'd like to say about Cena, get your priorities straight. I mean, last week I was saying about how he waited until the end of the show to come and beat down Orton. At the Royal Rumble, we saw Bray Wyatt and the Wyatts cost him a WWE title match. And now here he is facing the Shield. I don't understand why he just didn't show up at the arena and say, right, where the hell are the Wyatts? Just go and beat them down.
It's weird because
That's
they don't
my
make
rant.
him. Yeah, it's cool. It's weird because it's like they don't make him like that kind of face. Like he's gonna come out and just challenge, like, you know, like Austin just come in and just be like, I don't care where you are, you mealy mouth bastard. I'm gonna come and get, you know what I mean, kind of thing. Like he just kind of
Cena
deal
doesn't
with it.
hold
But
vendettas. He doesn't hold like revenge. He doesn't hold like vengeance. He just like, oh, I better shrug my shoulders and sell some merch, guys.
Yeah.
Ta-da.
Somebody just punched my pops in the face, and I'm just gonna do fuck all about it.
Yeah.
You know?
I lost this title match. Here's a T-shirt.
Yeah.
uh,
I'm really sad. I
Didn't
better
win the
get
Rumble.
some new
Here's some wristbands.
luminous,
Elimination Chamber. Here's a hat.
yeah.
luminous
God.
yellow, luminous green merch. This shit is the worst. I think they're progressively just trying to be worse wherever they design for him. You know? It is so shit.
Oh, don't even get me started with the luminous stuff. Yeah. Maybe it's that bloody fucking little. Maybe it's gone down to Audi. Maybe it's gone down to Audi. All right. Bingus. How good was the end to Raw? Like, I mean, or how good or bad was the end of Raw? I mean, we got Wyatt causing the DQ, which kind of makes the faces go into the elimination chamber, and the Shield look pissed.
Yeah, I have to admit here, I fell asleep towards the end of Raw and I haven't caught up with it, so I've only read and like seen a few bits and a few highlights. So I can't judge it as a solid match. But the finish, like, yeah, man, it sets up nicely, I think. Number of avenues. It's not necessarily like one directional, this. It could split up into a few little tangents, which is great stuff for wrestling, which is sort of might touch upon what I was saying earlier, that every match on the card means something, at least, you know. And, you know, we've got a good while leading up to Mania. Maybe some of this will drop off at Elimination Chamber, like maybe Wyatt's and Cena might be done and dusted by then. Might not go all the way to Mania. So, yeah, man, I think great ending to Raw. And the best thing we can do is let's see where it goes.
Yeah, as always, we just don't know what WWE's going to bloody do. All right, that's the end of Raw, people. Raw rating, please, Steve.
I'll give it a 6.
6. Shugs.
Yeah, 6 seems fair.
Bingus.
I'm with you, maybe a little low, 'cause I'm just pissed off this week in total. Like, 5 to 6. Bonus point for the Outlaws.
Okay. All right. Shugs, let's go into the Raw feedback.
Alright.
Right.
I'm not anything that's not in the feedback thread, I'm not reading. So if you want to read it, that's your business. People can't respond properly to a forum. Their views don't deserve to be aired.
Go for it.
Alright, shit, man, who wrote this? M. Cook. Why are people writing so much?
Michael.
Alright, good opening segment, and they mentioned the reaction of Bryan not being in the Royal Rumble. Rollins decides to break dance outside the ring. I was in tears on the floor laughing. Real Americans, Zeb bitch slap Swagger. Face turn coming soon for this tag team, he thinks. Good match, Cesaro looks strong as usual. R-Truth wins. The way Xavier Woods was celebrating with Truth looks like Woods was going to turn heel. He is acting overly babyface, preparing like he is to turn bad. Who gives a fuck? Randy Orton comes out complaining he was interrupted by Batista, who must have got in with his hoodie and jacket still on. Wasn't as late as Cena though last week. Batista has a nose stud. How old is this guy? Lesnar and Heyman.
Are you kidding?
I didn't
No,
know
he
it's a
does.
nose stud.
Yeah, he's had one for ages.
What a fucking dick. Lesnar and Heyman come out to save the day. Out of the two options, I like to see Lesnar versus Batista. Lesnar would pull out the stud out of Batista's nose and shove it at Orton's ass. Former main eventers in a loser of a Cleveland match. Ziggler wins, making him not as much a loser as The Miz. Usos pin Ryback. They should be next in line for the tag team titles. Del Rio actually pissed off at JBL for standing up in the crowd. Commentators like to spin it as a crowd having fun. They need to realise they're not interested in this match. Neither was I. Love Road Dogg talking through this match. JBL, Cole and Lawler need to shut the hell up. I can't believe they are told to talk this shit through in a tag team match. Lesnar comes in and destroys the Road Brothers. Lesnar never has matches on Raw. Divas match, load of crap until Naomi tagged in. She looked great and should be the next Divas champion. Jake Roberts in the Hall of Fame, about time. Warrior's finally going to get his revenge on Jake for the snake bite in 1991. An okay match. Bryan goes on to Elimination Chamber so everyone will be happy. Overall, the show wasn't shit, but wasn't as good as the last couple of weeks. I really enjoyed the main event and tag team match. Anything else I didn't care about. 6 out of 10.
All right, next we have the head of our fan relations, James Powers, who equally wrote as long. Open segment. I fully expected the first segment to feature the Authority to try and clear up the Bryan mess. The Shield interfered and made Triple H look cheap. Great save by Sheamus and Cena. Real Americans, good match, could have been better. Fandango, Summer Rae, versus R-Truth. Emma turned up again during the Fandango match again. And guess what? We're heading towards Emma versus Summer Rae, and the match was just pathetic. Oh, and Woods can't even tell jokes funny. Maddox, Orton, Batista, Lesnar. Orton looked like he was shitting himself. Ziggler versus Miz. I like this match and it was entertaining. Usos versus Rybaxel. Usos worked so well, they deserve more. Kingston versus Del Rio. Do ADR even know why he doesn't like Batista? Outlaws and Cody Rhodes. I hate the rematches, the way they're booked for the next night, because you know it's going to go one way. Divas match. This was pointless, total Divas shit. Jerry Lawler stood in the ring and set up the Hall of Fame announcement. A video played. Jake Roberts is the second entrant to Hall of Fame. And the final match, all 3 spots in the Elimination Chamber. This was a great main event for Raw, one of the best in a while. It was great to see Sheamus working hard, and they worked well together as a team. And the Wyatts costing the Shield was an entertaining twist. 8 out of 10.
Okay, Frenchie 80, 90. I really enjoyed Raw this week. Highlights for me was Bryan and the Authority at the beginning of the show. It was a good little effort. It was a great line by Hunter. Randy Orton looking terrified of Lesnar, and Batista was also great and soft on the blow of Batista winning the Rumble for me. Hopefully it turns out to be a great feud and it gains some nice momentum headed towards the Elimination Chamber in WrestleMania. My personal highlight was the Wyatt family upsetting the Shield at the end. A full-fledged feud between these 2 teams where I've wanted for a while, and if they can push as the main feud through to WrestleMania, it will be an incredible series of matches. 8 out of 10.
Okay, we go to Joshua Smith. Nice segment from the Authority, use crowd to an advantage. Nice to see vintage Shield with the attack, and good that we have slowed breakup down. Laugh out loud at Rollins for falling. I love the Real American bullshit with the slap. Real Americans versus Cara and Ray, nice and tidy, surprisingly. Lesnar and Heyman as faces. What are WWE thinking? New Age Outlaws and CodyDust poor match. Rybaxel was better. The Wyatt shit was poor compared to normal. Probably Cena's fault. I hope WWE have not lost Punk, as he is a good wrestler and amazing on the microphone, entertaining. Rumble pissed me off when Bryan was not involved either.
Clara Clara's thinking. Real Americans versus Rey Mysterio. Zeb is funny. Nice slap. Fandango versus Summer Rae. Squash match. Ziggler won. That's all that counts. Jimmy Uso versus Ryback. Always tag team Raw again. Kofi is getting a lot of airtime. I love Goldie. I just don't love the fact that they lost the title to the New Age Outlaws. We all agree, Clara. Instead of Divas tag matches all the time, what about some one-on-ones? And good main event for Raw. The faces are in the Elimination Chamber, and we finally get the Shield versus the Wyatts. Raw rating 7 out of 10.
I just love how the way the seg heads are creating their own stuff now. Clara's thinking. Now we have Brendan's banter. There's been a lot of debate about Brendan's banter. Everyone's liking it, so here we go. The first segment, Triple H needs to learn that HBK was always better at comedy. I wonder if WWE have copyrighted Yes Movement, laugh out loud. Real Americans, Rey Mysterio. Oh, look, Ray's has got yet another new partner. Fandango versus R-Truth. Well, I guess the next feud between Summer Rae and Emma will be Emma Tainian. Maddox, Orton, Batista. Oh, look, Batista's dressed like an adult this week. Ziggler versus The Miz. Wait, Dolph Ziggler's from Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Yeah, that's what I said, Cleveland.
You said Cleveland.
No, I said Cleveland.
All right.
Jamie, Usos and Ryback. Usos against Ryback. When we say ooh, you say Axel, go. Kingston versus Del Rio.
Be sure to listen to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast.
What?
Every Sunday with Kinny Killa and the Galdem Sugar Sugs.
Yes!
With all the news, views, and laughter that you want.
They like jet airplanes. They like long limousines.
Every Sunday, the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast on Podomatic, iTunes, and YouTube.
So why don't you choke on that, slap nut?
Okay, Segheads, this is Shugs. Terrible technical problems today with the show. Kinny's Lidl's internet was just slowing down everything, and we were trying to connect, and we were getting cut off, and then we had to start again, cut off, start again. So we lost the end of the show. It wasn't that great anyway. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go into Smackdown in 60 seconds. So roll with it, Shug. Ziggler against Cesaro. Great chance for Ziggler, but he just gets squashed by Cesaro. The Shield come out. They big up Reigns for his performance in the Rumble. They challenge the Wyatts. Triple H comes out and just says, boys, let it go. But Reigns gets in his face, and Triple H makes a match for Elimination Chamber. Fandango against the idiot Xavier Woods. Fandango wins, and then tries to beat up Woods a bit more, but Truth attacks him. Primetime players against Rybaxel. Titus O'Neil doesn't get in the match, and Darren Young gets beat down, so Titus does a heel turn and beats him. Rusev promo, so he is coming, even though he wasn't shown on Raw. The return of Captain Charisma, gets beat down for most of the match, and then does his frog fall off the top rope for the 1-2-3. Sandow against Kofi. Sandow's pissed off because he got thrown out the Rumble early, but then he's even more pissed off because he loses Kofi Kingston with an SOS. Then we get the Shield versus Rey Mysterio, Sheamus, and Daniel Bryan. Good match. The usual triple threat, or triple tag team, I should say. And Rey takes the spear for the loss. Sugs Stunners. Jobber of the week is going to go to the Rhodes family. They had the job out in the kickoff show. Then they got beat the fuck on Raw by Brock Lesnar. Move of the week is going to have to be the Sister Abigail into the barricade. And then the rest of the week for his 12 eliminations in the Royal Rumble is Roman Reigns. Okay, and in the words of this week is going to come from CM Punk and part of the infamous pipe bomb. This is pretty relevant because as we're speaking now, Punk's actually left WWE. Okay, so in the words of CM Punk. This isn't sour grapes, but the fact that Dwayne is in the main event of WrestleMania next year and I'm not makes me sick. So let me get something straight. Those of you who are cheering me right now, you're just a bigger part of the problem as me leaving as anyone else, because you're the ones who are sipping on those collector cups right now. You're the ones that buy those programs that my face isn't on the cover of, and then 5 in the morning in the airport, you try and shove it in my face to get an autograph to try and sell on eBay because you're too lazy to get a real job. I'm leaving with the WWE Championship on July the 17th. And hell, who knows? Maybe I'll go and defend it in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Maybe I'll go back to Ring of Honor. Hey, Colt Cabana, how you doing? The reason I'm leaving is you people. Because after I'm gone, you're still going to pour money into this company, and I'm just a spoke on the wheel. The wheel's going to keep turning, I understand that. Vince McMahon is going to make money despite himself. He's a millionaire who should be a billionaire. You know why he's not a billionaire? Because he surrounds himself with gland-handed, nonsensical douchebags, yes men, like John Laurinaitis, who's going to tell him everything he wants to hear. and I'd like to think that maybe this company will be better after Vince McMahon is dead. But the fact is, it's going to be taken over by his idiotic daughter and his doofus son-in-law and the rest of his stupid family. And you can choke on that, slapnuts. Woo!